we're in a chapter now where we have to figure out, our goal is to reach a lot more people, and we need to evolve, right? We look at the last 4 or 5 years, and we need to chart a path that helps us reach more people, build a strong business. And that requires change. And as you guys both know, in the CrossFit community, CrossFit is something that people love so dearly that any sort of change creates concern, creates fear. And I think that the path to giving some people some degree of surety and confidence is transparency. It's the context and the why. Why are we doing this? Why do we change pricing? Really, it's grounded in the state of our financials and the necessity for us to build a strong business that can be around for the long run. And yeah, there has been, continues to be some concern about that. Sharing more opens up more questions. You have to invest more time in doing it. But my hope is that, doing so allows our community, our stakeholders, which at CrossFit is everyone inside and outside the company. As you guys know, we have a community that cares a lot. Every one of our owners feels like an owner in CrossFit. A lot of our coaches feel that way. And, I believe that the best way to build confidence and trust in where we're going is sharing the why, is sharing the details and the transparency. And, my hope is that I totally get and recognize that we're going to make a lot of decisions that folks, that not everyone agrees with, but I hope at least they understand the why behind it and the context behind it. So, they can look at that and say, okay, while we may disagree with the decision, we're bought into the long-term vision and we understand the context behind it.
Yeah, Bear and I were chatting before we hopped on it. You're in a very unique position that I don't envy, where you have a lot of stakeholders that feel like shareholders. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people who, like you said, the gym owners or even the members themselves are so kind of committed and so into like every decision you're making that creates a very unique kind of leadership position where it's not just your actual shareholders, but millions of other people who are kind of watching your every move and judging it.
Yeah. And I'm curious about the affiliate thing. I know you said that started to decrease with obviously paired with rising OpEx is not a good combo. Were you able to kind of dissect once you got into the seat, okay, what's happening at the affiliate level, maybe getting some surveys done from ones that left, and I guess what did you identify? And then, the second part of the question is, I know you guys had to do the price increase, fairly recently. And I think you were alluding to it a little bit, but change in any, change is always hard. And of course a price increase is a tough one to convey. But I thought you did a really good job of being transparent. Hey guys, this is just what we got to do. I don't think guys had raised the price in forever. So it's like, okay, this is a reasonable thing. And what a lot of these people that are hating on it don't realize is like, guys, it takes a lot of money to run these big businesses. Like something has to pay for it, or if it's not going to exist in the first place. So when you guys did that as a business owner myself, I said, yeah, that's a reasonable thing to do. But I saw all the chatter online. So what do you feel was the reason affiliates were going down? And when you guys implemented the affiliate increase, what happened? Did you lose even more people? Did you weather the storm and you're back to normal? Walk us through that.
Yeah. So I mentioned before in 22, when we looked at our overall retention, the health of the affiliate ecosystem, we were not in a great spot. And so we spent the next year and a half doubling down on affiliates and really starting by trying to understand and learn what's at the root of this. And I'd say, there's no single issue, but if I had to bubble up, there's a couple things that we learned. One, we wanted to, for a lot of affiliates, it was about confidence in the future of the company and where we were going, that the confidence in the brands, confidence that they could put CrossFit on the wall and not have to worry about decisions we were making. Know that having CrossFit on the wall would be an asset that helped them build their business and support their community, and confidence that we were going to invest in the things that they cared about. And, that was in some degree clarity, communicating a strategy. It was consistency. It was, increasingly being a resource for affiliates to help them. I think the second big thing that we learned was really around the business side of running affiliates. So, if we think about what makes for a successful affiliate and why the vast majority of our owners open an affiliate, this is part of the beauty of CrossFit. 99% of our affiliate owners don't open an affiliate to build a good business. They don't open it for financial reasons. They open it because in many cases, CrossFit changed their life and they want to bring that that life-changing impact to other people. And that's a magical thing that has always made, and hopefully always will make CrossFit really unique. But being able to do that for the long run requires running a sustainable business. CrossFit has never historically invested a lot in supporting affiliates on the business side. How do you think about running your P&L? How do you think about your cost structure? How do you think about your lease? How much space is too much space? How do you think about lease terms that matter? How do you think about pricing? These things matter a lot. And what we found was we had a lot of incredible owners, incredible coaches who were doing the best they could on the business side, who were just struggling to get by. And so the pragmatic financial reality of running a small business is really hard. And it's not enough to just be a great coach. That's necessary and essential, but you also have to be good at running your business. And so, we looked at that and said, okay, we have to do more to help our owners make sure they have the resources they need to be able to run a great business. We need to invest more in supporting them. So, we spent the next year really massively increasing our investment in what we did for affiliates. We built out a team that works with our affiliates. We built out a ton of resources to make them available. And we took that churn number from 12, 13% to, by the end of last year, we had the lowest churn in the history of the company. So team did just an extraordinary job. And what we heard, was really strong confidence and optimism in the future of the brand. So the team did an amazing job on that front. And it was at that point that we looked at and said, okay, we need to take a look at pricing. It was actually one of the first things that came up when I joined in 22. Discussion at the board level. I said, no, we're not doing it now. We're not ready. Fast forward a year, we need to look at pricing. As you referenced, it had been over a decade since we had changed our affiliate pricing. It was $3,000 for that period of time. And just like the vast majority of our owners, when you look at most of our affiliate owners over that decade period, the vast majority of them have changed their prices, increased their prices probably multiple times. And for those who haven't, they should look at that. And it was timely for us to do exactly the same thing. So we spent a lot of time trying to figure out, what's the right increase, the appropriate increase. We want affiliation to continue to be exceptional value. And we want our pricing to be appropriate. So we looked at it from a bunch of different angles. And then we spent a lot of time on how do we communicate this. We knew it was a big change. It was the first time in a decade. If we look at where we are today, we are fast forward probably 4 months post that change. We raised it from $3,000 to $4,500 for most of our countries around the world. And we're actually in a really good spot. We did see an increase. We expected to see an increase in churn. We did see it, but we're already ahead of where we expected to be at this point in the year. So it's moving back in a really strong direction. Feel we've got a lot more work left to do. Our goal in general with affiliates is we want the value of affiliation to increase as we work to deliver more resources, more tools. So that's kind of focused through the end of the year.